Peace, peace. Queen of her soul here to align those chakras. I just finished washing my crown, so don't mind this craziness that's going on. In today's video, I feel like it's time to get raw and dirty and into the shadow self, because we're always told to suck it up and to not deal with shit. No. Ever since motherfucking Jupiter has gone into Scorpio, my emotional being has been getting whiplashed, shoved down. Like, I've been purging. And I don't really like making videos when I'm not sure of where I stand in my life at the moment, or I don't have clarity. I don't like making things because I don't like sending out the wrong frequency. So I don't like making things when I'm not in the right mind. But why the fuck not? We need to get emotional. We need to start digging deep and clearing these karmic traumas, past life traumas, all these things that we don't know that we're holding on to. And I've just been crying a lot and releasing a lot and trying to heal so many deep wounds from childhood and from lives before that have been holding a toll on me, and that have not allowed me to express myself, to be myself, or to be honest with myself, or to just be who I am, exactly who I am. And who I am is something that's not defined by anyone else but me. You know, and we need to start being more open about our shadow selves and about our emotional trauma, because if you're not healing those things, if you're not going through the pain, if you're not allowing yourself to experience the pain, it will eventually catch up to you. It will manifest into different things that you wouldn't have wanted to happen to you, or you just kind of create a false reality for yourself, and that's really what sends us into depression. That's really what takes us to that dark space of, like, no return. But yeah, with Jupiter being in Scorpio, it's all about truth being brought to light. So you're going to learn a lot of things about people all over the world, you know, in your small space, or celebrities, whatever the case is. So many things are going to be being brought to light. So many things are being brought to the eyes of people who never believed in certain things, or that classified certain things as conspiracy theories, or, you know, etc., etc. This is also a time where the energies are really shifting, because we're moving from a year 1 to a year 2. So that means that we're moving from the seeding process of manifestation, the collection of manifestation, and just the creating perspective of energy. We're moving out of that 1 vibration into the 2. So 2018 is going to be about relationships, partnerships, emotions. This is going to be a very emotional year, but it's going to also make it such a great year, because that means that we're all releasing things we've bottled up. We're clearing karmic traumas, and we're clearing up junk DNA. We're activating new parts of ourselves, and this is really just going to be a great time for self-expression, a great time for love, a great time for self-love. It's going to be a lot of self-love this year, so we need to continue to pay less attention to the news. We need to start putting more effort into gardening and making farms and bringing more back to our society. We need to start creating more opportunity and living out of less fear, creating more love. This is really just a year for love and allowing relationships to get back to that natural place of genuine love. I feel like this is going to be a huge shift because we're already feeling it. You know, we're still feeling the effects of the eclipse. We're still feeling the effects of a lot of things right now, and I just know this two energy is just going to be very impactful because this year is not even over yet, and the energies have already shifted to accommodate and to start building towards this two frequency, which is also amazing because with Jupiter being in Scorpio, that means that relationships are going to see a huge turn. We're going to start seeing more genuine relationships. We're going to start seeing more real things come through, and it's about to finally stop having light shown on fake love, on fake relationships, fake things, like everything that's been hidden sexually as well, because that has to do with relationships. Why I feel like a lot of the pedophile stuff is coming to light right now as well too, because a lot of this also stems from families and how families are being brought up when children are being raped by family members and etc. You know, these things are starting to come to light because it's time for us to fix relationships. And that's when I really realized that that's really why I've been breaking down a lot lately, you know. I guess I'm already shifting into that love frequency, and especially because I moved from a vibration 5 to a vibration 6, which is also about motherly instincts and nurturing and love. And this is going to be a very intense year for me when it comes to love. Why I feel like I've had to go through certain types of relationships the way that I have, and why I've been really realizing a lot about how I act in relationships, how I'm treated in relationships, and how both of these things affect me as an individual. And it's just been bringing so much light and healing to my heart space, to my chakras, to my emotional body. You know, as an indigo child growing up a certain way, it's built me to a point where my aura is very weak. It doesn't matter how powerful you are, your aura can still be very weak because of what you allow. You know, we have to stop victimizing ourselves and saying that people are doing things to us. People are doing to us what we allow them to do. Things and circumstances do to us what we allow it to do. So this two energy and this Jupiter being in Scorpio is about to hit self-love on a whole nother level. We're still growing, we're still learning. There is no way you've already accomplished complete self-love. If you've gotten to that point, amazing. It was your divine time. But if you're not there yet, don't beat yourself up, because now this is our time to shine. This is our time to really purge and release all of these emotional ties, all of these emotional baggage that we've been holding on to and have been bringing forward into relationships. And this also means partnerships too. It can mean business as well. So this is not just about love, you know. And it's really important for us to start killing that fear mentality and really pushing forward, because the more things we do out of fear, the more temporary they're going to be. Because fear is not stable. Fear is done out of pressure. Things are done out of pressure. Things are done without thought. It's done without any plan, any sort of meaning. And we need to learn how to now act out of love. And it's gonna start with you healing all those relationships, all the traumas, everything that you've gone through in partnerships and relationships. But again, everything needs to be balanced. So while you're working on all these hard, heavy things, also take advantage, because that means that this is going to be a year where you're going to have a lot of business getting done, because a lot of partnerships, that energy is there to create partnerships and to create synchronicities between different vibrations, different entities, different energies, and bringing it together to create more, to create better, to create more love into the world. And it's important that we be honest with ourselves. We admit when we fuck up. We take into our own when we messed up. And we need to take accountability for our actions. We need to take accountability for the things we're responsible for. And we need to stop thinking that we're doing everything out of the kindness of love, because sometimes you're going to do things out of ego. You're going to do things out of a victimized mentality and out of selfishness. And that's something that I've been really seeing within myself right now as well. You know, even me saying that all this light is being brought into relationships doesn't mean that I haven't done things either, you know, and that's something that I'm looking into on a deeper level. You know, where are these things stemming from? Where are these cycles stemming from? What is it that I'm not learning? What is it that I'm still doing? And I realized I still had a lot of selfishness within me, because I wanted to help one particular type of person, and it's the people that lack a lot of things in their lives. I wanted to help more of those people, and someone had to tell me, you know, that's being selfish though, because just because someone has less than someone else doesn't mean that the person that has more isn't going through things either. And you know, something just even as simple as that was a way of me being selfish. You know, I can't pick and choose who I'm helping based on who they are or what they're going through. Just because, you know, and I can't beat myself up for that either, and I can also not call myself wrong for it, because when you grow up in neighborhoods that need help, you tend to only want to do for those type of people because you understand and you're coming from a place of understanding. But little do you realize, when you only focus on a certain type of thing, you're going to surround yourself with that certain type of thing. So it's one thing to want to help people who are less fortunate, but don't make it your only priority, because at the end of the day, people still got past lives that they're paying for, and half of the time that might be the actual reason why they are where they are. And that goes for me as well. You know, I know that I have abused my power before in the past, and that's why I have to go through things the way I'm going through it right now, because when you don't go through the pain, when you don't really go through hard circumstances, you tend to not fully see the value in certain things, and you can look past a lot of things because of the type of experiences that you're having. But it's really just all a matter of accepting that where people's statuses are in this world right now doesn't have to do with just right now. We're forgetting that this 3D world is an illusion, so your circumstance is an illusion. It's not really real. So you have to be open to helping everyone. Not saying that I wasn't open to helping everyone. I helped whoever I knew I was meant to help that came into my path. But just saying that my focus was to mainly only help on a certain type of area. I felt like I needed to work more in the shadow places that needed more light, instead of just bringing light to everywhere I was. Of course I'm going to run into a lot of people everywhere, and I'm going to help them. I'm going to do whatever I can. I do work with people that are in different, what's the word I'm looking for? I do help people that do make more money and do have a more stable life, but that doesn't mean emotionally they're stable, or that their families are perfect, or their circumstances are perfect. We're all going through different things, and I used to get mad at people that would get out the hood and never go back or try to help. But now I understand. It's not about leaving behind people and not being willing to help people. Now that I'm personally, creating my own business, creating my own thing and trying to roll with that, you start to see how much people really don't support you, how much people really actually don't believe in you. And sometimes it's not about forgetting where you came from. Sometimes it's just that you can't grow in an acidic environment. And sometimes you have to leave that environment in order to recognize your true potential and who you truly are, because you're going to be in a better space to be open completely with who you are as a person, without the limitations of the people that surround you that don't really support you. And it's about a level of detachment, because once you leave that vibration, once you leave and stop focusing on only places of lack and people of lack, you stop creating situations where you only deal with things of lack. We can help our community, but we have to be able to help ourselves first. And that works on all different spectrums, all different levels of life. We have to stop getting mad at people's process. We have to trust that people won't forget the people that really looked out for them and that was there for them. We have to trust that people don't hold grudges, and that people don't overanalyze, that people understand that people are just responding based on their conditions, and that nothing is personal. Why we have to stop taking so many things personal, stop feeling like people are obligated to give us everything that we want, or that people are supposed to help us through everything. You're supposed to do that for yourself. You're supposed to go through it for yourself. People can be there for you, people can support you, but you have to pay attention to that. Rejection is protection. If people no longer provide the things that, as people that love each other, should do, respect the fact that that person is just showing you who they are, and they're just not meant to be there. We have to stop giving love to the wrong people and not giving enough love to the people that love us. Because, again, rejection is protection. So the people that we feel like we need to give the most love to, they need love for themselves. And we need to stop feeling obligated to help them find self-love, or feeling obligated that maybe our self-love will help them see their own self-love. We have to just trust the circumstances and take everything for what they are in the moment, and not overanalyze, not try to tell people how they feel, not try to tell people how they're supposed to feel, or tell people that their expectations are too much for you. If somebody is asking you for something and you can't give it to them, be honest and say, I can't give it to you, so that you both can respect that it's not meant to come from that person. And this is in any circumstance too, any family member too. If people are constantly setting you up into frequencies, or setting you up for emotions and not being there through all of it, you have to take that into accountability, that that person is not meant to hold that place in your life that you thought they were supposed to. But it's also not our place to create spaces for people to hold. You have to on your own. And we have to learn that support means different things to different people. So you can't tell someone when they're overwhelmed. You can't tell someone that they don't love you. You can't tell somebody how they feel about you. You can only speak based on actions. If a person is not showing you they love you, if the person is not showing you they care or want to be there, that is what you work off of. You don't. Sometimes our intuition tricks us. Sometimes our emotions trick us. So we can't just go only based on that. We have to also take into accountability what's actually physically happening, what's actually physically manifesting. And you go off of that. Yes, people can say a lot of things. People can show a lot of things. But people will always show you who they are. And circumstances are just created to help you have more clarity in those decisions, in who to keep around you, where you need to go, what you need to do, which is why people reflect us. And people who can't admit that everything around them is a reflection is someone who's not willing to face themselves openly. Because life doesn't stop teaching you lessons. So when you feel that people are not reflecting you, that it's impossible for someone to be showing you who you are afraid to see who you are. And that's why you can't take responsibility in the fact that that person is showing you what you are and who you are. So why I stopped being mad at people when they stop being there for me and when they stop showing actions. Because I'm somebody that understands that people go through things too, and people don't do things personally towards you. People are just responding to their circumstances, to the things that they're experiencing in their lives and on their day-to-day. Why I try to give people the chance and the opportunity to just be who they are, because I can't tell someone how to respond to something. I can't tell people how they're supposed to react to certain things happening to them. But that also doesn't mean that I'm supposed to accept someone's behavior, because if something doesn't make me happy, it's for a reason. It's because it's not vibrating with me. But it is also my duty to understand why it's not vibrating with me. And that's when you find out whether this has nothing to do with you. This is this person's own reflection out of themselves on you to show them who they are. Or it's a lesson for you to see something about you and what you're not doing, or what you're not healing, or what you're not being honest about with yourself. So this video is just really about that the changes of us moving from the 1 vibration to the 2 vibration. We're seeing a lot of things coming out into light. We're seeing a lot of things that we thought we understood, that we thought we cleared, that we thought we handled come out. We're still experiencing and going through these things and understanding who we are as individuals. So we are human. We're not perfect. Yes, we are infinite beings, but we are still human. So we're going to make mistakes. We're going to fuck up a lot. We're going to misunderstand things a lot. We're going to not do things the right way sometimes. And that's okay. Break down, cry, do what you have to do. Just as long as you know that you can't give up. You can't break down. And I have to say, I've been wanting to give up a lot lately. And it's not because I'm not working hard, that I'm not working towards the things that I want. It's just hard when you're an indigo and you're going through life and life is pushing you to be a loner. Because there's a lot of things that you need to learn, and there's a lot of things that I'm learning right now. I'm learning how to strengthen my aura and to stop allowing circumstances and people to affect me, because I'm allowing too much. I'm allowing myself to absorb too much. I'm allowing myself to to absorb too much. And it's been pretty rough. It's been a pretty rough few days. And I just felt like I'm seeing a lot of people going through these changes as well, too. So I wanted to put this video out to say that you're not alone. That, yes, you're going to want to give up 1,000 times. You're going to want to just quit. You're going to feel like you're losing everyone in your life. You're feeling like nobody understands you. You feel like nobody is being receptive to your emotions. You're going through all of the sensitivity, and you feel like you have no support. You feel like people are saying they support you, but then you're not really feeling that support, and it's because life is trying to show you that you need to care about you. You need to encourage you. You need to be there for you. As much as we want love, as much as we want family, as much as we want to be held at night, as much as we want marriage, as much as we want kids, as much as we want unity, as much as we want all of these beautiful things, it will never feel good. It will never be exactly what you want until you learn to do it for yourself. The only thing you really truly have at the end of the day is your spirit guides and source. And the more you separate yourself from source, the more you don't talk to yourself, the more you don't express yourself to yourself, the more you don't deal with your emotions, the more you don't deal with the things that you want, the things that you don't want, is the more that life is going to fuck up, the more life is going to feel like it's happening to you instead of through you, the more you're just going to feel like giving up, the more you're going to just feel like nothing is possible. And I'm being honest with you guys, I'm there, I'm going through it, and it's just because when you're so passionate about things, when you're so driven by your own fire, your own passion, you get let down a lot because you've breaking yourself out of that barrier of the matrix where you fall into the little lines, into the repetitiveness. You're actually genuinely creating from your soul. You're genuinely creating relationships from your soul. You're genuinely loving from your soul, so that when you're not feeling supported in the physical realm, that shit hurts. That shit weighs you down. And that's okay. Because your time is coming, and I have to also trust in myself that my time is coming. I went from 2 subscribers to 70. That's a fucking lot for me. I've gone through so much trial and tribulation. I've lost so much shit, so many people. I have risked so much. I have put myself in holes. I have done everything that I can to possibly screw myself over, just at the cost of love, just at the cost of my passion, out of the things that set my soul on fire, just out of the want and desire for the things I know I deserve. So sorry if I've ever not communicated myself properly to you. I apologize if I've never dealt with things properly. I apologize for me when I get stubborn and I get so lioness, where I'm just fuck everything, if it's not my way, I don't want it, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to myself. I'm sorry to you for ever feeling bad for the things that I want and how I do things, how I get things, and I apologize to myself for wanting exception from other people, from feeling if everybody's not vibing with you, feeling your information, feeling what you're doing, feeling your passion, that it's not great. My passion is great. My creations are great. Everything that I'm creating is great. I love it. It helps people. These videos help people. I started out so fucking shy. because I was still battling the whole perspective of people not accepting me. I was still battling not feeling accepted by myself because the shit I do is weird. Look at what the fuck is on my wall right now. People, like, humans don't find this shit normal. They're like, alright, this girl is tripping. She thinks she's, like, from another star galaxy. She fucking thinks that her hands have magic and she can heal people. Like, she thinks that these stones have magical properties and she wears them like fucking Jesus pieces. Like, I brag about being from different star constellations. I brag about communicating with spirits, seeing orbs, seeing all of these things. People come to me with crazy stories and I'm like, I've seen crazier, you know, like, this is me learning my own. This is me going through my own self-acceptance, and when people don't accept me, it's just showing me that there's still things about myself that I can accept. And it's gonna take losing your best friend. It's gonna take losing people you love. It's gonna take losing all the things that you wanted, that you thought you wanted, for you to realize what truly holds of value to you, what truly holds a place in your soul. And this spiritual journey is rough as a motherfucker. It's hard as a motherfucker. This journey is just fucking hard. And we tend to look to the people around us for support because we've grown up to be taught that breaking down, having weak moments makes you a weak person. But having a weak moment does not make you a weak person. Not having weak moments actually makes you a weak person, because if you're not fearless enough to cry your fucking balls out, to your eyeballs out, to fucking throw a fucking tantrum and cut all your hair off, if you can't fucking dye your whole fucking hair a different color, if you can't break the fuck down, bawl, pain till you feel that pain in your chest, like, you're fooling yourself. If you can't express that shadow self, if you cannot hurt and get through that shit and be fucking strong as a motherfucker, you living a weak life. And it's not me judging, it's not me saying that you're not being yourself, it's the reality. If you can't break the fuck down, if you just ignore all your pain, all your trauma, all the things that you see happening in the world, if you just ignore all of it, you're fooling yourself. And you're not being honest with yourself. You're not fully expressing yourself. So please break the fuck down. I'm still not done breaking the fuck down. There's still so much that I'm releasing, that I'm purging from. So much things that I held on to, so much attachment that I still see that I have. And I'm learning to accept that it's okay. I'm learning to accept that I'm still growing, I'm still healing. A wise person knows that he knows nothing. So, I've always been someone that's been willing to learn. And one thing when I teach and when I tell people about things, I make sure to be clear that this is based on my experience. This is based on what I have experienced. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. So, this purge, this transformation, this transition, this growth, the pain, the hurt, all of it. If you want to know what makes a person strong, it's the amount of time. It's what makes a person strong is how much they allow themselves to be weak. How much they allow themselves to actually cry. And not cry because they feel like something's happening to them, but cry because they know they deserve better. Cry because they know that they're receiving better, and that this is just something that's temporary. This is just something that's happening. What makes a strong person strong is their capability of being weak. And I just had to say that again. Like, if you don't allow yourself to be weak, how do you even know what it means to be strong? If you don't allow yourself to hurt, how do you really know what it means to be happy? If you don't allow yourself to take risks and to do things that your heart is leading you to, regardless of what everyone else thinks, regardless of what it appears to be, how do you know what your true level of strength is? How can you truly know how much light you have if you're not willing to see how dark you are? You know, how would you know? Because your darkness is still a part of you. Your desires is a part of you. All of these aspects are a part of you. So you can't like one part. You can't just only look at one part and not look at the other. Because then years down the line, when these emotions, these traumas have manifested into physical ailments, you'll look back and you'll be like, damn, I should have expressed myself more. I should have cried more. I should have allowed myself to hurt more. Because now when I'm physically hurt and I don't know why, now I know why. Because I didn't allow myself to be myself. And it manifested into physical ailments and manifested into things that I'm really not. And sorry for making this a long video, but I just feel like we're all feeling so much right now. We're all going through so much right now, and it's just time for us to be honest, to purge. It's just time. And it's gonna fucking hurt. You're gonna cry a lot. But just go with the flow. Just let this truth continue to reveal itself to you. Just continue to just go. Don't quit. Don't give up. Even if you say it, don't believe yourself. Because, again, intuition can lie to you sometimes. Information can lie to you sometimes. It's just a matter of you learning a lesson. And you have to trust that you're always going to be protected. You're always going to be okay. You're always going to get through things. But once you live in fear and you live in a mentality where everything is impossible to achieve, you're going to keep attracting situations that make it impossible for you to achieve these things. So, let's breathe. Let's take deep breaths. Let's look ourselves in the mirror, have a conversation, be real, cry, purge, hug yourself, love yourself. Health is wealth. Purge, release, and just let go. And you have a blessed day. You know that you're strong. You know that you can get through anything. Don't even believe yourself when yourself tells you that you're worthless. Don't believe yourself when yourself tells you that you can't love or you don't deserve love. Don't believe yourself. Don't believe anybody. Don't believe your circumstances. Don't believe the things that you see. Because there's always a bigger picture. There's always more. There's always something else going on. There's always something that you can't see yet. And if you truly knew the blessings that was coming for you, you clean yourself the fuck up. So, with that being said, be a spiritual gangster, say fuck this shit. I'm that man, I'm that woman, and I got this. Peace.